Took the long way home again, like maybe time would let you in. The porch lights off, the curtains close. I guess I always should've known. There's a coffee cup still in my car, lipstick faded where you are. Your shadow's riding shotgun still, even though you never will. And I replay the way you said we'll be fine, then left instead. Like love's a switch you flick and leave, like how it's something you could unbelieve. You didn't even shake, you didn't even break, you just walked away clean. Now I'm headlights on an empty street, driving past what used to be. Every window's dark but I still see you and me in the in-between. I'm screaming at a memory that doesn't hear a thing. Tell me how you fall asleep when I'm headlights on an empty street. Your side of the bed still cold, but I swear it feels like holding the outline of where you lie is burned into my side. And I tried to hate you honestly, but hate takes more than what's left of me. I'm just tired and wide awake with every promise you didn't break. You didn't even fight, didn't say goodbye, just maybe it's for the best. Now I'm headlights on an empty street, circling our history. Every corner's got a piece of me that you forgot to keep. I'm begging for a red light sign, some kind of mercy. Tell me how you're doing fine when I'm headlights on an empty street. Did you mean it? Any of it? Or was I just convenient? Was I just the almost forever, the almost you could weather? Now I'm headlights on an empty street, but I'm the only one who sees how love can turn so quietly into debris. You say it's just the way things go, but it's killing me. Tell me how you let me go so easily. I take the long way home again, but you're not there. You're not there. You stood there like a stranger in the body I knew best. Same eyes, same hands, but something in them left. You said I never meant to hurt you, like that makes it disappear. Like intentions build a shelter from the wreckage sitting here. You talk in careful circles, like truth might cut your tongue. You're dressing up your exit, like you're the careful one. Don't sugarcoat the silence, don't water down the flame. If you're walking out the door, at least have the nerve to say you don't love me twice, once for the truth and once for the lie. Say it so I don't rewind every forever you said that night. If it's over, let it die. Don't leave it half alive. Don't say you care, don't say you You said it wasn't cheating, just crossing a line. Like there's a safe place between yours and mine. You kept a name in your back pocket, like spare change you didn't spend. You swore it never meant a thing, but you kept going back again. You called it harmless talking, said I was paranoid. But secrets only grow in places truth tries to avoid. You didn't touch her, but you let her in, and somehow that feels worse than if you did. Almost isn't innocent, almost still counts. You almost told her everything you never said out loud. Almost held her in the dark, almost let me down. You almost chose somebody else while I was still around. You blurred the lines so carefully, like that would keep you clean. But intentions don't erase the spaces in between. You say I'm overthinking, and nothing really changed. But love doesn't look like when it's bending out of shape. You didn't leave me, but you weren't mine, and that's a different kind of crime. Almost isn't innocent, almost still hurts. You almost gave away the parts you said were mine first. Almost built a different life, just one text at a time. You almost broke us quietly and called it crossing lines. Tell me, would you have stopped if I never found out? Would you still be almost right now? You didn't lose me in the moment, you lost me in the maybes, in the almost, in the just a friends, in the slow betrayals daily. Almost isn't innocent, it's where the damage starts. It's every door you didn't close, it's splitting us apart. You say it didn't happen, but it happened in your head. And almost loving someone else is enough to leave me dead. Almost isn't innocent, it's just unfinished sin. And I can't compete with where you almost been. It's funny how loud a room can be when you take your voice out of it. Your toothbrush still leans to the left, like it's waiting for your hand, and I don't move it, I just let it stand. There's a dent in the pillow where your head used to fall. Now the only thing touching me is the echo of the wall. I thought I miss your laughter, or the way you said my name, but it's the quiet that keeps breaking me in waves. It's the shape of your silence that follows me home dream. It sits at the table, it sleeps in my bones. It's heavier than screaming, colder than goodbye. It's not what you said, it's what you left behind. I turn on the TV just to fill up the air, but even the noise feels away, you're not there. I tried playing music, the songs we both knew, but they sound like strangers without you. I thought I'd hate the memories or tear up every frame, but it's the space you left beside me that stays. It's the shape of your silence, curved like your spine, lying beside me, but not really mine. It lingers in doorways, it hums in the night. It's not that you left, it's how you went quiet. You used to say nothing and still feel so close. Now you say had edges this sharp. I never knew absence could echo this hard. It's the shape of your silence carved into me, an outline of something that used to be. It's not the fighting or who right, it's the empty between us. Every night, it's funny how loud a room can be when you take your love out of me. Engine hum and a yellow light, midnight bleeding into white. I don't know why I still pretend you're riding with me again. I catch myself turning to speak, like you're leaning back in that old gray seat, your hand almost resting on my thigh, but it's just the radio and empty sky. The window fogs, I draw your name, then wipe it off like I'm to blame. But thinking you would still be here when you made it clear I should be used to driving alone, but the silence picks up your tone. There's a ghost in my passenger seat, says the things you used to mean, acid jokes I can't repeat, reason with or next to me. Every mile just rewinds what we were and couldn't keep. I'm learning how to let you leave, but there's a ghost in my passenger seat. The highway signs blur into one, like all the places we won't run. You used to choose the songs we play, now I just let them fade away. I roll the window halfway down, the cold air drown you out, but memories are stubborn thing. It rides shotgun and everything. I know you're not really there, but that doesn't mean I don't miss who you are now. I miss who you were with me. There's a ghost in my passenger seat, fading softer every week. Does it hurt the way it did? But it still won't let me breathe. One day I won't turn the speed. One day I won't feel the heat. But tonight you're right next to me. Just a ghost in my passenger seat. Engine harmony override. I drive you home into the night. We were reckless in a quiet way. Didn't think hearts could break that way. We were leaning over balcony rails, laughing like we never fail. You traced constellations on my skin, like the future was something we'd win. We didn't talk about what if it. We were living in the present tense. We had cheap wine and a mattress on the floor. Didn't need much more. You said forever like a promise, not a metaphor. If I'd known how it would end, would I still have let you in? Take me back to before we knew better, before love got clever, before doubt found the door, before we started keeping score. When your hands didn't hesitate, when goodbye was just too far away. Take me back to that surrender, before we knew better. We were fearless with our hearts wide open, didn't know they could be broken. You'd kiss my shoulder in the dark, like it was where your world would start. Now I replay it like a scene, trying to find where it turned me. But maybe nothing really did. Maybe we just outgrew what we lived. If I could freeze one frame in time, it'd be you looking at me like I was still yours. Take me back to before we knew better, We were reckless in a quiet way, didn't think hearts could break that way. We used to talk until sunrise, now we barely say goodnight. Your eyes don't hold on to mine, they flicker like a warning sign. You say you're tired, that's all it is. Tired doesn't feel like this. Your hand fits different in my hand, like it's already made new plans. You're here, but something's out of place, like love erased its own trace. We don't slam doors, we don't scream, we just slowly come apart at the seams. We built this on paper thin promises, said forever like we knew what it was. Now every word feels delicate, like it might tear if we touch. We're folding under the weight of things we don't say. Love shouldn't feel this breakable. Paper thin promises. You say nothing's wrong, but nothing's right. You kiss me like you're being polite. There's distance in the smallest things, and how you don't reach out in your sleep. I keep pretending not to see the way you're letting go of me. Like if I don't look too close, maybe it won't show. We don't throw blame, we don't fight, we just fade a little more each night. We built this on paper thin promises, on hope and a little bit of innocence. Now every plan we ever made feels like it's written in pencil lead. We're smudging under the weight of words we don't say. Love shouldn't feel this breakable. Paper thin promises. Maybe love doesn't shatter, maybe it just bends until it doesn't recognize where it begins or ends. I'd rather you scream than slowly disappear. We built this on paper thin promises, and I tried so hard to hold on to them. But forever shouldn't feel like this, like it's hanging by a thread. We're folding under the weight of what we won't say. Love shouldn't feel this breakable. Paper thin promises. We used to talk until sunrise, now we barely say be right. I saw her name and I closed my eyes, like that could stop what's already mine. I wonder if she laughs at your jokes the way I used to, if she leans in close like I used to. Does she know how you take your coffee? Too much sugar, not enough sleep. Does she trace the scar on your wrist like it's a secret she gets to keep? I tell myself it's none of my business, but my heart doesn't listen. I hope she doesn't know the way you say love you low, like it's only meant for one. I hope she doesn't see the parts of you you gave to me and think she's the only one. I hope she doesn't feel that spark when you pull her in the dark, like we're still not letting go. I hope she doesn't know. Does she sit in my old seat, passenger side, hands on your knee? Does she ask about your past, or does she let it be? Do you tell her that I'm crazy, that I couldn't let you breathe? Or do you leave me out like I was easy to delete? I shouldn't care this much, but I still do. I hope she doesn't know how your heartbeat changes slow when you're about to lie. I hope she doesn't learn the way your silence burns right before goodbye. I hope she thinks she's different. I hope she never sees the version of you I love was never really free. And maybe she's better, maybe she's stronger, maybe she won't hold on longer than she should. But if you break her like you broke me, I hope she walks away sooner. I hope she doesn't know the way you make it feel like home until you shut the door. I hope she never stays long enough to feel the change from wanting you to war. I hope she doesn't fall apart trying to fix your heart like I did before. I hope she doesn't know. I hope she doesn't know. But somehow I think she will. I caught my face in the mirror today and almost looked away. There's something different in my eyes, like they've been rearranged inside. I used to know who I was before us. You liked my hair a certain way, you liked the things I'd say, somewhere between your wants and mine. I blurred the lines. I bent so we wouldn't break. Now I don't know my shape. I'm staring at half of my reflection, the other half walked out the door. I built myself around your affection. Now I'm not sure who I am anymore. Did I change or did I disappear? Was I ever fully here? I'm trying to find what's left of me in half of my reflection. I wore the colors that you loved, spoke softer when we'd argue, laughed at things I didn't find funny. Just to keep it sunny, I called it compromise. But now I realize I was shrinking inch by inch to make us fit. I gave you pieces willingly, now I want them back from me. I'm staring at half of my reflection, trying to recognize her face. She looks like someone I once mentioned, but I can't quite place. Did I fade into your shadow, or did I let myself? I'm trying to find my voice again without anybody else. So if love means losing parts of you, is it love or just confusion? If I have to disappear to keep someone near, what's the conclusion? Maybe breaking isn't the worst thing. Maybe it's rebuilding. I'm staring at half of my reflection, but maybe that's okay. Maybe the missing pieces are the parts I gave away. I'm gathering them slowly, like glass off the floor. I'm not who I was before, but maybe I'm something more than half of my reflection. I caught my face in the mirror today, and this time I didn't look away. I thought I'd break louder than this. Thought it'd be violent, but it's quiet. There's a strange kind of peace, and finally admitting defeat. No more begging you to stay, no more rehearsing what I'd say. The tears don't fall like they did before, they rest like dust along the floor. Everything that hurt so bad now just is. Maybe pain's not the enemy, maybe it's just honesty. Hallelujah for the damage, for the cracks that let the light in, for the ending I didn't want but needed. Hallelujah for the breaking, for the parts of me it's waking, for the truth beneath the wreckage I'm breathing. I blame myself for everything, for not being enough of something. But love shouldn't feel like war, keeping score. You didn't ruin me, you just revealed what I was too afraid to feel, that I was holding on to something already gone. Grief isn't weakness, it's proof that it matters. Hallelujah for the damage, for the storm, and for the silence, for the girl who's still standing here, healing. Hallelujah for the heartache, for the risk that I was brave enough to take, for the love that hurt but was real. I thought I'd break louder than this, but healing is quiet. I saw you from across the room and didn't know what I was supposed to do. Do I smile like we're okay? Do I look the other way? Do I act like we didn't plan our holidays? You said hey like it was small, like we never had it all, like we didn't know each other inside these walls. Your voice still fits my name, but it doesn't feel the same. We're strangers with history, too much memory for this casual apology. We're strangers with scars who know each other's hearts, but not who we are now. It's such a mystery how you can mean everything, then nothing to me. We're strangers with history. You asked me how I've been, like you didn't cave me in, like I didn't rebuild myself from where you've been. And I almost told the truth, almost asked about you, but I swallowed every question like I'm supposed to. You stand there like I'm easy, like we're just two people meeting. We're strangers with history, shed electricity. Now it's just proximity. We're strangers in skin that once let each other in. Now it's paper thin. It's kinda terrifying how something that was everything can turn into nothing. We're strangers with history. Do you remember the way I'd laugh, the way you'd pull me back? Or did you rewrite that too? 'Cause I remember everything, and that's the hardest thing to do. We're strangers with history, too much chemistry for this quiet civility. We're strangers in name, but I still feel the flame. And if you don't now, it's such a tragedy how you can hold my hand and let go of me. We're strangers with history. I saw you from across the room and didn't know what to do. like I wasn't bleeding quietly. I bit my tongue so hard, I tasted iron in the dark while you walked away, like breaking me was smart. I kept it calm, I kept it clean, but calm doesn't mean I didn't scream. Midnight unapologetic, I'm done being sympathetic. You don't get to hurt me, then act like you regret it. I was patient, I was kind, while you slowly changed your mind. Now it's my turn to say you don't get to be the victim. Midnight you said I was dramatic for wanting something solid, like loyalty's too heavy. Your love in me's a problem. You wanted easy exits with none of the blame, wanted me to carry the weight of your shame. And I swallowed every red flag just to keep us steady, but silence isn't strength, it's just fear dressed up as ready. Midnight unapologetic, I'm tearing down the aesthetic of you being the good guy while I look pathetic. I bent until I broke while you called it growth. Now I'm done protecting the story that you sold. Midnight unapologetic. You don't get to miss me, you don't get to care, you don't get to say my name like it's still yours to wear. You don't get my softness, you don't get my grace, you don't get to leave me, then still want a place. Midnight unapologetic, I'm loud and I don't regret it. If loving you was weakness, then losing you corrected it. I was everything you needed, you just couldn't keep it. Now I'm saying what I mean without trying to be strategic. Midnight unapologetic. It's 12:17 and I'm finally free. You said you were honest, guess that depends. You said you were loyal, just misunderstood. Said you were trying as hard as you could. You wore the right words like they were a suit, tailored and pressed but never the truth. You said you were stable, you said you were sure, you said you were ready, but I wanted more, more than potential, more than a guess, more than excuses dressed up as your best. You were all the things you never were, brave in your head but scared in the world, strong in a story you told yourself, but weak when it came to somebody else. You played the part perfectly, but couldn't commit to me. You were all the things you claimed, but none of them with me. You said you were different, not like the rest, but different just means you failed the same test. You wanted a woman who'd never demand more than your half-hearted, half-open hand. I called you out softly, I called you out clean. You called me too much for one was the price that your fear made. You were all the things you never were, safe and secure but easily stirred. You said I deserve the world, but you couldn't give a word. You wanted the credit without the work, wanted the love without the hurt. You were all the things you said, but none of them when it mattered. You were almost everything, and that's what shattered. Oh, you thought you closed the book? Oh, you thought you closed the book? Oh, you don't get about. You love a clean exit, love looking composed, tied it up nicely so nobody knows. You paint me unstable, you paint yourself calm, like I just exploded for no reason at all. You always control it, the story to spin, but you don't get to write me out of this thing. You can keep your excuses, keep your rehearsed, conserve a one thing's for certain. You don't get the last word, you don't get to walk away, heart. You don't get to break me, then frame me like I'm the worst. You don't get redemption from half-hearted confessions. You don't get to leave like a hero when you were the villain first. You don't get the last word. You said I was hard to love, life has a flaw, like asking for honesty is against the law. You needed me smaller, needed me sweet, needed me quiet and easy to keep, but I am not something you silence and shelve. I will not shrink to protect yourself. You can keep your image and polish your face, but I'm done playing polite and deaf. Don't get the last word, you don't get to leave it hard. You don't get to twist it like underwater bird. You don't get forgiveness just because you're saying soft. You don't get to shut me down after you cut me off. You don't get my tears, you don't get my grace. You don't get to call this a mutual mistake. You don't get to rewrite the nights I cried. You don't get to call this just bad timing. You don't get to play mature while I'm picking up the lies. You don't get the last word until conversation over. You don't get the last word. I don't get the last word. I don't. Conversation over. I heard you're doing well. That's good. You've got a new place, new friends, new version of yourself that makes more sense. And I'm not the the girl you talk about anymore. Just a chapter you close the door on, and I'd like to say I'm above it now, but honesty hits harder somehow. I hope you're happy. I hope she's everything I couldn't be. I hope she laughs at all your jokes and loves you effortlessly. I hope you're healed. I hope it's real. I hope you finally found your path. I hope you're happy, but not like that. I hope she doesn't question the way I used to do. I hope she never wonders if you're telling her the truth. I hope you don't compare us in the quiet of your mind. I hope you never miss me at the wrong time. I don't want you broken, I don't want you bad. I just don't want you better with what we had. I hope you're happy. I hope she fits you perfectly. I hope the house you build with her feels nothing like it did with me. I hope you're sure. I hope it works. I hope you never look back. I hope you're happy, but not like that. I don't want revenge, I don't want regret. I just don't want to feel like I was practiced soft. Gave you everything I had, and that has to mean something. I hope you're happy. I hope the love you find is easy. I hope she never sees the cracks that slowly broke me. I hope you grow. I hope you glow. I hope you never feel what I felt. I hope you're happy, just not happier without me. I heard you're doing well. That's good. I kept the ashes like they were gold. Every almost forever, every maybe will grow. Every half-hearted promise I refuse to let go. I romanticize potential like it was enough. Built a kingdom out of almost love. You said time and you said space. I kept waiting in the same place, but halfway isn't whole and almost isn't home. So I set fire to the almost, to the version I kept to love, to the hope that you would change if I just held on. I'm done living in the in-between. falter, none are right. So I set fire to the almost, watch the smoke rise from the coast of every dream I built on words you never wrote. I'm done living small for love, done praying you'll be enough. If it's not real, if it's not sure, if it's not everything I'm worthy of, it's almost, and almost is over. Ashes look a lot like freedom. I used to call it failure. Now I call it growth. We were fire in a small room, bright but burning through. I thought losing you meant losing something true. But truth doesn't leave you guessing or make you earn affection. Love shouldn't feel like constant correction. I blame myself for everything. Now I see it differently. Losing you was the lesson, not the enemy. It taught me what love isn't, what it shouldn't be. It showed me where I've been too far, where I settled for less. Losing you was painful, but losing you was the lesson. I don't hate the memories, they made me who I am. Even broken hearts still shape a stronger hand. You were not forever, you were my mirror, reflecting every fear I had to conquer. I thought you were the answer, you were the question. Losing you was the lesson in choosing myself and not asking someone else for what I can give myself. It showed me love is steady, not something to second guess. Losing you was painful, but losing you was a lesson. I don't need closure anymore, I closed it on my own, and that's a different kind of strong. You were a chapter, not the whole book, and I'm still writing. Losing you was the lesson that I had to learn. Some bridges only fall so better once can burn. I'm not who I was before, and that's progress. Losing you was painful, but losing you was the lesson. I used to call it failure. Now I call it growth. It doesn't have to be a war to be over. We had our moments, we had our days, we had that kind of love that makes you brave. But somewhere in the middle of trying to grow, we grew in different directions and didn't know. It wasn't all your fault, it wasn't all mine. Sometimes two good hearts just miss the timing. We were good until we weren't, simple as that. We gave it all we had and still it cracked. No villains, no revenge, just a slow return to who we are alone. We were good until we weren't. You taught me patience, I taught you trust. We built something honest out of us, but love can change its shape without a fight. Turn from forever into not quite. It doesn't mean it wasn't real just because it didn't last. We were good until we were nothing more. No dramatic slam doors, just quiet hurt. We tried to make it fit, but love can't be forced. We were good for who we were before we weren't. I don't regret you, and I don't resent you. That's how I know I've healed. Some endings aren't explosions, they're exhaled. We were good until we weren't, and that's okay. Not every love is meant to stay. No shame, no blame, just lessons learned. We were good until we weren't. It doesn't have to be a war to be over. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I heard you found someone new. She's probably everything you said you needed. Easy and sweet, undemanding, undefeated. She probably laughs at the right time, doesn't ask questions, reads between your lines. And maybe she's perfect, maybe she's sure, maybe she won't notice what I endured. I don't say this with spite, I say it with a smile. Oh, good luck loving her the way you couldn't love me. Good luck giving her the parts you kept from me. I hope you show up, I hope you grow up, I hope you finally learn. Good luck loving her. I used to shrink to fit your space, used to dim my light to save your face. She might not mind half open you do it better this time. I took the long way home tonight, but it didn't hurt like it did that first time. The streetlights burn, but I don't break. No ghost beside me in the passenger space. The house we built is just a house. It doesn't echo your name out loud. I thought losing you would ruin me, but look at me. I'm still here, breathing without you, standing where you left me, stronger than I knew. I'm still here, heart intact, not the same girl, but I like her like that. You didn't end me, you just made it clear when the dust disappeared. I'm still here. I found my voice in the quiet nights, found my strength in every fight. You were a chapter, not the whole story. You were a lesson, not my glory. Closed the door, I found a window. I'm still here, no shadow near, no almost hanging over me, no fear. I'm still here, not looking back. I don't need the love that I already outgrew. You didn't break me, you just revealed everything I had inside. I remember headlights on an empty street. I remember thinking you were all I need. Now I'm driving forward, not chasing what's behind. And for the first time, I feel stronger than the silence, stronger than the almost, stronger than the violence of losing what I got was fate, and learning how to recreate myself from what disappeared. I'm still here, not surviving, thriving.